In this video, we want to talk about work sessions. We have created our project and we also added some assets to our project. Now we like to make some changes to that asset or create new images from the scratch. For example, we have day versions of our project visualizations and we want to generate night versions of those images. Here is where work sessions come in handy. Work sessions are basically isolated work areas intended to organize a specific task within a project. There are a few ways to start a work session. You see a create button here with the plus on that. If you click on that, it takes you to the last work session of your project or creates a new one. You also see a list of your recent work sessions in this section. You can sort them by recent one or some criteria. If you click on this one, actually creates a new work session. I'm going ahead and use this one. When you click on that, the create work session window opens up. If you start the process from a project, by default, the project is selected, but you can change this project to any project that you have. There is a title given by default to these work sessions. I'm going to change this to another meaningful name. Let's say visualization. And you can add a description if you like so. Go ahead and create your work sessions. Takes a few seconds. When the work session is created, the work session environment opens up. Inside the work session environment, you see a header on the top. You can exit the work session. You can see the project to which this work session belongs, and you can see some information about that project. And you see the name of these work sessions. If you click on this one, the work session picker window opens and you can switch to any work session within any project or create a new one. And there are some options to edit or delete with work sessions. On the left side of the screen, you see the activities section. Activity is basically any task that you do from a chat block or anywhere else. On the right side of the screen, you see the chat block. You can use the chat block to ask anything from the AI model or use one of these specialized tools that are available to you. You can also select the tools from this icon, which opens up the tools menu. At this moment, we only have the generate image, but in the future, we're going to have video edition, video generation, and many other specialized tools for your project. From here, you can add any references to the chat. You can upload the files directly to the chat or use any assets from any project that you have. This is our current project, but you can use any other project. You see the number of assets on each one. I'm going ahead and select three of these images. They go directly into the chat box. I ask a very generic questions from the AI model. Let's see what happens. When I click on the run, it starts, it takes a few seconds. Now we have the results. You can copy the text if you like. You see the name, auto renames. And if you need to continue the chat, you can go on and do that. But if you specifically need to take care of any task, you can select, as I said, this generate image. I'm going ahead and try to make a night visualization version of one of my projects images. Let's go and select this one. So I also added the prompt to do a night version for this visualization and add some people to the image. Let's see what happens. To click run, takes a few seconds because it generates image. It probably takes a few more seconds. You can also see the inputs that you have here, all the references. If you click on any of these images, it opens up as full screen. Okay, now we have our result. And something that you notice is when you use a tool, it actually mentions here that the tool is used, but the result goes into the activity sections on the left side. You can see the status, the duration, the tool was used, and you can click on this one to have a better look. I can say it did a pretty good job on this rendering. I can say that. Something you should Know that all of these images or any generation that happens within a text or within a work sessions are not going to be saved into the project. That's by intention. We didn't want to overload your projects with drafts. If you need to save this to a project, click on this one. You see that it's going to save this asset to your project. So by now you have noticed that the work session and the chat block are working together, but they are separate from each other. That's by intention. One benefit of that is that within one work session, you can use different chat blocks. For example, we say that we want to leave this chat for later on for another context. We go ahead and create a new chat. A new chat opens up. Now, let's go and try another project. Let's say we want to add some people to an interior image. I add a prompt. I say basically add some people that are doing R&D in an engineering company. Let's run this and see what happens. It's going to take a few seconds. Okay, now we have our result. Our result is included in the chat. You see the input, but you also have it in your activity sections inside the work sessions. Again, you can open it up. Let's see the result. You also save this image to the project assets. So the next time actually if you want to add the reference from here, you see our new generated images are included into the asset. So you can select them and continue with that. If you need to include any of your past activities into a chat, we can do that. We go ahead and start a new chat, for example, and we want to have this input. You can copy the text anytime and include it manually, or just hit the send to chat and the prompt and the text go directly to the chat. You can edit that, add new references, and go on with this. I'm going to clear this one for now, and I'm going to exit.